Hello, everyone. My name is Chris, and welcome. It's Saturday morning, and I just wanted to go live because I've been writing a story for a storytelling show I'm doing tonight at UCB Sunset, and it got me thinking a lot about love and intimacy and stuff like that, as well as in the morning I'm going to do some morning skincare because your girl. Hi Sabrina, hi Danielle, good morning. I love you all. Because your girl just going over getting rid of some skincare issues. Oh, I forgot one thing. Wait, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I love you. I realize I don't have pants on. I hope you didn't see anything. Okay. She's quick because she doesn't have pants. Hello, everyone. Maxie's here. Brandy's here. Okay, so I'm having some skincare, whatever, because I think I'm stressed out. I had a little anxiety over, my birthday situation, and just also lady time. Let's just be honest. So I decided to wake my skin up with two things. So because of my anxiety, I've tried to stop drinking coffee in the morning because I feel like I can feel an anxiety spike right after, even though I love it so much. So right now in your girl's favorite owl mug, shout out, oh God, what's her name? It's gonna kill me. From 90 Day Fiance, who's whatever, Caribbean lover did not like owls. I'm drinking fresh hot water with lemon. And so this is supposed to be like a way to waken up your organs and like start like some sort of flush. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for liking my lives. There's two camps of people who like lives, people who don't, and I get both. And that's why I try and put up two different types of videos, making the people happy. This is a rose quartz roller and I keep it in the freezer. So before I start my skincare, I'm just going to roll it over my face and pay attention to under my eyes, mostly because A, they get puffy, but B, it just feels so good to like wake up your eyes this way. Jade rolling or rose quartz rolling or whatever this is supposed to activate collagen. It's supposed to firm. It's supposed to tighten. It's supposed to be also a way for you to like wake up your skin. And then when you put other things on, it's supposed to like absorb more, but really it does just feel good. And if you're going to have some sort of ritual, I like this as a morning ritual because again, the cold really just like helps you wake up. And if you're me, and you're not doing coffee right now, you're going to take whatever you can do. Look how big my forehead is. You know what I'm saying? It's big. It's not big. I mean, get in there. This really does feel good. I got this one. This is Angela Caglia. I got it from Nordstrom's. It is a more expensive one. You don't have to spend $50 on one. The reason why I did is because the quality of stone is huge. It's really big. And I needed something to press into my skin. I have a huge face. So I felt like I get a little bigger one so I don't have to like, also feel like this is not going to break. And I knew I was going to put it in the thing. Oh, people are asking me what I thought about The Bachelor. I can talk about that too. Okay, so she's still getting in. This feels so good. This looks crazy, I'm sure, but it feels great. Really good in those eyes. Like right there. You know what I'm saying? Does anyone ever, this is also something that I deal with. Does anyone have eye twitches? Sometimes this is my bottom, I always be like, which is bananas that happens. Like, what is it? But I feel like just putting a stone there, cold stone kind of like makes the muscle relax, So anyway, so this is that. Now that I did that, I'll talk about all these things. I'm going to use some Pixie Glow Tonic, which is a toner with a little glycolic acid in it to kind of do a little resurfacing, which is good. So I'm going to just follow with that. Okay, so I did see The Bachelor. I really like The Bachelor. Like, I like anytime they do something that's like weird and crazy, and definitely Colton like being obsessed with Cassie and then just being like, no, I want her, and then her leaving, and then him just telling the other two to go home was like, well, honey, that's crazy. You did what you wanted to do, but like, yeah, you changed the game, you know? So I was really, really, oh, was here. I was really like happy to see them change the game, you know, and he really loves her. And she's really pretty. I think that she's just like young and naive and just like doesn't know anything, but that's what he wants. You know, I think that he needs someone who's not going to like challenge him, you know, because he already, you know, like is a little, I think, you know, like, you know, he's working with the virginity thing. So he needs someone that's going to be like kind of on par with him in this experience department of life. You know what I'm saying? So that he can feel masculine and like a protector and saver. So also her Instagram is like already popping. You know that Cassie already has like 1 million people following on Instagram. Like that alone is a great reason to go on that show. And then her sister like now has like 200,000. So hot water with lemon. You saw me exfoliate with the Pixie Glow tonic. I used a rose quartz roller. Maybe I'll go back and like put Amazon links for this video in this video so you guys can like see what I'm using. But yeah, and then this hot water with lemon. I'll tell you right now, I boiled this water too much. It's hot as hell. Okay, yeah, everyone gets eye twitches. It's so annoying because it's just like, I feel like a robot or something. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna put on is a serum. I should let this Pixie Glow probably work a little more, but I'll put this vitamin C serum. Now I did get this on Amazon and I'm so far really obsessed with it, and it comes with a matching eye cream. So you know what? I will do Amazon links below when I get the memo when I upload this, because maybe you're interested in getting some new products. And the vitamin C serum is not that expensive. The Pixie Glow tonic kind of is, but not really. I mean, it isn't like over 20, I think, you know, but maybe it is actually. Maybe it's 30, but you get a huge amount. And they actually also have small travel sizes too if you want to try it. Oh, my first super chat. You guys, Jonna, you are so generous and so loving and so beautiful. Thank you so much. I also wish you, you know, I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. So, okay, so with The Bachelor, yeah, Colton, you know, found his bride. She's a blonde, you know, like very pretty woman from Orange County, which is where I'm from, you know, and she has a pretty sister, and they both have beautiful eyes. And her sister has, like, if you look up her sister's Instagram, which obviously you can tell I did, very bold brown eyebrows, and that makes me really happy. I love blonde hair and brown eyebrows. I just think it's a really like striking look. I used to have like a thing where I also love blonde hair and brown eyes. I mean like severely blonde hair, not like a little like streaks like I've had in my life. Okay, so I'm going to be talking tonight about in my storytelling show, which by the way, if you live in Los Angeles or if you have anyone that lives in Southern California or Los Angeles that you would like to tell about me, you know, I have a lot of shows coming up. I have some performing stuff. So tonight I'm doing a storytelling show at 9 p.m. And then after that, I'm being a monologuist for an improv show right after, which is where you have an improv team and then they get a suggestion. And then if you're the monologuist, you use that suggestion to tell a story. And from that story, the improv team will then create a piece, a 20-minute or longer piece based upon your stories. And side note is one of the highlights of my life was when I was in my 20s, UCB was popping in LA, still is, but Robin Williams used to stop by. And I got to perform improv with him, and I got to be a monologuist for a piece that he did, which was so crazy and one of the best times ever. Someone just said, don't forget to like. You know what that means. Let me take a little swig of my lemon water, warm up the vocal cords for you. And if you know me well, you know what I'm about to do. Get ready for it. Thumbs. Thumbs it up, thumbs it up, thumbs it up. I said thumbs, 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 thumbs it up, thumbs it up. Well, thumbs it up. I said thumbs, 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 thumbs it up. Okay, well that was morning-esque. Sabrina, oh my God, congratulations on the 5,000 subs. Thank you. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lou, guys. So yeah, that's another thing that happened, which I'm so excited about. So I finally hit my first marker. My first marker, I guess, was getting 1,000 subs, and that was really fun. And now I have 5,000, and that's really awesome too. I feel so good about it. I'm so thankful that with every video, I got a little more subs and a little more subs, and now I'm like at least over 5,000, which makes a girl feel good. It makes a girl feel like she's in the game a little bit. So that's great. Also, if you don't know, I have a Facebook group you're welcome to join called Vanity Farah. It's on Facebook. That's why I said that. And we can get some talking and doing some stuff there. It's really fun. And I just really appreciate the fact that my subs are, from what I see, like really loving, warm people. And we talk about the shows that we talk about, but it's not savage. You know what I'm saying? It's not about everyone's a bitch and everyone's mean. It's like we are thoughtful, considerate people who also love trash TV and pop culture and life. And then we talk about it in this group in like a very respectful way that's also fun and funny. So really, if you're into that, join Vanity Fair on Facebook. And I pop in and I talk to you guys all the time there. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. We have 14 people and 13 likes. Like, I mean, that's all I need. All I need is for the amount of people to be watching me to like it. Literally not like it, but literally just like enjoy it, you know? I mean, there's a song from Title of Show, and it's about not being everyone's like 11th choice, but being 11 people's number one choice. I really like it. So in my spring cleaning of my life, I found old diaries. And I mean old diaries. I mean, this diary specifically, I made notes because I'm with my storytelling show. This is the first page. And as you can see, I'm a toddler writing. And it says, this diary belongs to Chrissy, 1989, March 7th. And it says, my world goal is for diary is to share with kids. First of all, I can't even read half the markings in here. I mean, it's like literally the markings of an insane person. At one point, I just like start drawing like Mario Party stuff or Mario Brothers, like shooting, you know, like it's just like, look at this insane. You would think this is like a psychopath, but it was me, you know, just at a very young age. And as I'm reading it, I'm like transported back to my grade school years. And it's funny, like kids are picking up on things. And I literally am like train of consciousness thought where I'm like, today someone made fun of me and I cried in class. I'm thirsty. I went to the Miller's Outpost. It's bananas, but I talk about wanting so badly to like have a boyfriend and like, you know, be like grown up and at this point also a lot in these books I have celebrity crushes. And one of my first celebrity crushes is Jason Priestley from Nino, Behind Nino, 90210. And obviously Luke Perry just passed, which was like shocking. And so that kind of made me think of this too. I used to watch a lot of Beverly Hills 90210, and my name of the game would be that I would build a tent, like a fort. And I would this is sick, but I would line up my Cabbage Patch dolls. I had like 2, Sarah and Ashley were their names. I like couldn't pick whiter names for some reason. And I would literally like put them underneath the fort with me, put on the TV and be like, watch Daddy. He's working right now. And Daddy would be Jason Priestley. Okay. I shared some of this on my Instagram, but I have pages and pages where I literally just say, I'll show you. Is it in this one or is it in the other one? It might be in the other one. No, this is one. It's pages and pages where I just go like, I love Jason Priestley so much. It's unbarba. You know, I mean, she really, the other side of this page was me meeting a hairstylist, and then my grandmother told me a year later that he had died of AIDS, and I like just wrote that down. And I'm like 8, which is bananas. I also just pages and pages of, I hate all boys except Jason Priestley and my dad. I mean, you know. Jason Priestley was really it for me, though. I just felt that he was so charming and good-natured and a good guy. And I just wanted to meet someone like that to get married to and had 2 kids with. And I wanted it at that age, and I guess I still want it at this age, which is, I don't want to keep it saying, I'm not going to say crazy. It's surreal, I guess. Just a little surreal that was what I was like into and like on. I was bullied during this period of my life as well because of like my weight and stuff like that. And I was a new kid and I was just like always taller than everyone else. And like, sorry, these sips are going to be like loud because it's hot. And so I have to like, in order to like cool it down, maybe I should just wait longer. And because of the bullying, in one particular instance, which I'm going to talk about tonight, which is I had just skipped school. I had just moved to a different school and skipped a grade. I skipped from the middle of 4th grade to the middle of 5th grade. I was in a new school, and like within the first 2 weeks, this guy who he was like a permanent snot face rosacea kid. You know what I'm saying? One of those. Was like, Chrissy, do you want to be my girlfriend? And because I was like literally the most immature romantic at heart, and I didn't know him, I was like, yeah. So I just wanted a friend. He like turned around and then he made an announcement like, Chrissy's my new girlfriend, and then like made it a big joke, and everyone laughed. And in that moment, I told myself something, which was, oh, it must be laughable to think that someone would want to be with you. It must be laughable. All these people are laughing at the idea of someone wanting to be with me. I'm so young. That must be a thing. Okay. I, in fact, am not worthy, I guess, of being in a relationship. Something's wrong with me to the sense that people would think it'd be a joke for someone to even express interest, is how I took in this moment. And I'm telling you this because I can look back and be like, no, that was just like a young, dumb, stupid bully. And you were in 5th grade, like, what? But sometimes these like moments stay with you and like get into your DNA. They like filter in this like toxic tape or whatever, or toxic tapeworm or whatever, like that filters into your body and stays there, like this trauma, if you will. And we can all like register trauma as being different. Like sometimes trauma is physical, and sometimes trauma happens over a long period, and sometimes trauma is sexual, and sometimes trauma, it's just, you can't, it's a subjective thing, and it happens in different people in different ways. So when this moment happened, I didn't feel like I was good enough, I think, to even think about someone wanting to be with me. And that thought would stay with me for a long time. Just a really long time, you know? I want to make one thing. Jason Priestley did not die of AIDS. I'm stream of consciousness. It was on the other side of the Jason Priestley page. I had wrote something about that, and I wanted to make sure you guys know what I was talking about, which was this hairdresser. It was that I went to go visit with my grandmother, and then she like told me that he died later. That was what that was about. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. So that was like in 5th grade, and I would just not really experience like anything romantic or sexual until I would be 22. because I think I thought I was gross. I was heavier. I had like bushy eyebrows. I feel like my face was just chubby and like I kind of like had braces and I don't know, I didn't feel attractive. And I, felt like people saw that. Um, so anyway, I ended up losing my virginity at 22. And I describe it in the story as just being like a situation where I felt like I had a hot potato, and I was just like, and I just like went to a bar one night and just was like, you take it, and some guy was like, okay, and he was actually really hot and it was a really good experience. I thankfully did have a good experience when I lost my virginity, but it was a one night stand. And I'm not proud of that. Like I would like to be like, oh, I found a great guy and we were in a relationship when I was 17. And yeah, when I was 19, we had a very special experience after prom or whatever the hell like that didn't happen to me. I had to ask my cousin to go to prom with me. There were no promposals for me, but God bless, I am, I just, I feel like it's one of those things where we experience the world that everyone else has like this perfect experience. Like I felt like growing up that I was going to have a high school boyfriend and he was going to throw rocks at my window and I would get pass notes and stuff like that. And we would be like a couple and that just never happened. I never, ever had that. And I think that's the same thing now, right? When we go on Instagram and think that people have perfect lives and perfect marriages and perfect bodies and perfect careers and everyone's doing so well and just like living their best life. And sometimes in comparison, you're like, I am other. My life is other than that. That seems weird. Anyway, while I was saying that we had similar lives, honey, it's a reason why, we've probably been really good friends for like 40 years. No, I'm just kidding. But close to 15 and 17. I think we did the math before. But anyway, so in my 20s, I did date in my 20s, but it was like never really serious, because I was doing a lot of improv comedy and stuff like that. And I would just like party and do classes and like smoke a lot of weed and everything. And I would hook up with comedians even fatter than me or more depressed than me. And I don't feel like I ever met anyone. I know I didn't. I never met anyone that was like a healthy person, and maybe because I wasn't either, that was like ever going to help me or show me what like a healthy relationship was like. So felt, and I do feel like lost in that a little bit. Even though I have like healthy relationships with other people in my life, like I have really beautiful friendships, like with Wah, and I love my cousin Monique, as you see, and I have like so many more people in my life that you haven't met, that are like beautiful, strong relationships. So, and no matter if you're like whatever, holding some pounds or not, like, and I did hold some pounds on my body for like a long time. I think what ends up happening, and I can talk more about this, I'm going to do a series of weight loss videos starting in May. My experience with weight loss was that sometimes when you feel ugly or gross or unattractive or unworthy, you can use weight and comfort eating as a way to fill that hole, make yourself feel better. And then also you protect yourself with such a layer of protection. And that protection for me was fat. And then I don't have to worry about anyone hurting me again, right? Because no one can, I feel like they won't come in through the barrier that I've created in my mind and in my body. So on that, I'm going to put on that vitamin C serum I told you about. This is by New York Biology, Super Vitamin C Ascorbic Acid. She's just going through topics, putting it on. And then after this, I'm going to put on like a moisturizing top coat. This smells so good. Usually vitamin C things smell absolutely horrendous. You'd be like, why can't they make one that smells like oranges? Isn't that what vitamin C is? And they usually smell like, I don't know, like gutter water. I put up my hands in my chest too. Okay. Um, so after I've lost the weight, I lost 120 pounds. And I really haven't had sex since losing weight, which feels weird. I like sort of did, but kind of not. And that's like a whole different story. And I feel the same like hot potato aspect again. Like I want to have sex. It's like I want to have sex and like, feel like a woman, like feel my power and like take this new body for a spin. And it's been difficult finding someone that A, I want to have sex with, B, wants to have sex with me, and then C, the sex happens, right? So you can find guys that want to have sex with you, but you don't want to have sex with them. And then there's people that you want to have sex with that aren't available or whatever. And then you find someone that it seems like they want to have sex with you, and you maybe want to have sex with them, and then they just ghost you. So in my story tonight, I'm going to try and weigh all these things out and come to some conclusion of why or how and what's supposed to be and what maybe the universe is telling me. Okay. But I will say this, it's springtime, it's spring cleaning. And this is a really good time to clean out your lives, clean out your households, whatever you have to do. Maria Kondo, honey, does this spark joy? And let it go if it doesn't. But also maybe like spring clean your emotions in your life or some of the old things, the old clutter that you've been like holding on to here and holding on to here. There are sometimes lessons that you taught yourself that aren't actual lessons, but they were things that happened that you just held on to and made a judgment about. Your perception was so tiny at the time that the way it impacted you became different than what it should have been. So I invite you, as I tell you the story about my life and my intimacy in my, sexual whatever hangups, for you to do some introspection and get rid of the things that do not serve you, that do not spark joy, that aren't real, that are just old in there, cobwebs that you just like got to take one of those Swiffers and just like get all the cobwebs out, Okay. So I put on my serum. I'm going to let that dry. And then the next thing I'm going to put on is this Egyptian magic mask. I got this at Costco, but I'm sure they have it on Amazon. It's the ancient Egyptian secret to an all-natural cream. It's olive oil, beeswax, honey, bee pollen, royal jelly, and bee propolis. Now, I wouldn't sleep in this because it would clog my pores. But in order for me to like have a really glowy situation for later, I'd like to put it on. And I might go on a little hike later, and I think it's gonna like be good to moisturize myself in the outdoor element, I'm so sorry I'm not responding back to you guys, but I think that you're having a really good conversation in my live convo right now, and so I want to. Oh, you guys are just talking about some of the things that you have dealt with. Oh, Origins has one that smells like oranges. It's delightful, probably a vitamin C thing. I've been with my dud since 15. Bree girl, good morning. You're beautiful and talented. Thank you for sharing your story. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. It's hard to be vulnerable, right? I don't know why I feel so comfortable doing it on the internet with like in a live chat, because I feel like it's only me and you 28 people, but it's like, nah, I'm gonna probably post it and everyone can watch it. Everyone can comment on it and make me feel weird. But anyway, so just to like put a little bow on what I'm talking about, I think that the universe is telling me that as much as I want to, God bless, just have sex, you can imagine how horny I am, and I'm so horny. I, in fact, am like super sensitive. I'm a sensitive girl, and I can't like just have sex because I require an emotional aspect. And finding someone to have sex with you is easy, but finding someone who can give you the emotional aspect that really is what you want when you crave intimacy is the hardest. And you want to find someone who can give you that emotional aspect, who also has like the consideration and intelligence and warmth and spiritual connection that you have, so that it's a positive experience. So I think that that's maybe one of the reasons why it hasn't happened for me post my weight loss. Again, I'm not a virgin like Colton. No offense to virgins. I've had sex many times. I've been in relationships. But I mean, and you're totally fine if you haven't. I'm just saying it's not, I have to kind of like pretend I'm like I'm like almost, not to like pull a Lizzie, but like I'm a born again virgin, but like in this time, I'm looking for a partner that is going to be able to fulfill more than one thing. You know, I want to have like a healthy sex life with someone that is, you know, is conducive to us growing as people and growing closer. Mm. Bree's feeling me, and Maxie, I feel you. Um, I'm so happy you're all here, and thank you so much. It's just like a Saturday morning live, honey. No makeup, skincare, hot water with lemon kind of day, you know? So to switch gears a little bit, did anyone watch Bridezillas last night? Talk about wanting to find someone. I mean, you know, I do want to get married, but these Bridezillas are crazy. And last night's episode was bananas. My BF introduced me to Alpha named Luca. Yeah, those are what are behind me. He is a French artist of the Art Nouveau, and he did all of Sarah Bernhardt's posters, and she was like a very famous theater actress in the turn of the century. Was a female, and she played a version of Hamlet, which I think is so badass. And his posters for her theater projects are just the best. And I feel like he presents the women in really strong roles and like full of life and passion. And that's why I like him. He also did a lot of like advertisements, you know, as they did back in the day. And thank you guys so much. You're like, Chris, you're such a catch. I feel my worthiness now, you know, now I feel my worthiness, and then I just have to like balance it with always feeling very horny. So it's just like a hard thing, you know? And I feel like women are like not allowed to say we're horny or not allowed to say we want sex. It's like, that's so annoying to me, you know? Like I love sex, you know, like I really do love it. And A, it feels great, and B, it's like fun, you know, and like C, did I mention it feels great? And like D, it's just also like a great way to pass the time. And why not? You know, I mean, if you're doing it in a conscious way that is like consenting adults and everything like that, obviously, and healthy and in a healthy way, you know, and that's like what I'm talking about specifically. But it's like, it's very hard. It's like that in itself is so fun and it's so lighthearted, but in fact, you have to like find the atmosphere, the circumstance around it for it to be all those things. And that's the harder part. It really is. I was like reading what you guys were saying. Oh yeah, Brie, I definitely have toys. You guys, my friend told me about, I have toys or whatever. If you're into self-pleasure, there's something called the womanizer, which I found my friend told me about, and it's amazing. The womanizer is, instead of it being like a vibrator, which is fine, and I use a vibrator, or something you insert, it's a device that mimics suction. There's different sizes. Okay, I'll put this on Amazon too, honey. This will just be this live, I guess, will just be like an infomercial for Amazon. Okay, and I'll put this. But it's like, if it's on Amazon. But it mimics suction. So if you are someone who wants a different feeling down there and it's great for the clitoris, I really recommend it, you know. Lisa, yeah, LA is a hard place to find a partner, almost impossible. LA is hard because there's a couple of things you're up against. A lot of people searching for a dream and putting themselves first and living within their own worlds in such a way that it's hard to break. It's hard to find people who are generally looking for a connection. B, there is an image situation out here where, you know, this is where LA is where like every pretty person and every small town comes for fame and fortune. So the way that people look here is like, I mean, it's otherworldly. You know, it's like everyone is like the fittest possible, and they've gone to doctors to help them on top of already being fit. You know what I'm saying? And they gone to doctors, honey, and they have boobs and butts and lipo and fillers and stuff like that. You know, like it's a different kind of place. And I mean, that's like the bad parts of LA. I think that I've like in the past like year have tried to put myself in situations with organizations to try and find like-minded people. Even though I'm in this industry and I know what it's like to go. I mean, I've been like auditioning for years, honey. I've like pilot season, all that. Like that is my life. I go to these things, you know, and it's weird for me now because I used to go to those things as being like a funny fat lady, you know. I know what that world's like, and now I'm kind of discovering a new person within myself, and it takes a while to like understand who you are. It really does. Okay, I'll put this Egyptian magic on. So Bridezillas, I think I want to do a recap for because it's absolutely ridiculous, and those people want to be like talked about. I do think it's fake in the way it's going to be like jelly off. I do think it's fake. Like they know that they want to show. I think all the friends are like in on it, especially last night episode, like this like Patsy situation with Jaslyn. Like that seems fake. And then, but I was happy. One of the first Bridezillas they used was like this blonde girl who I guess was on Bad Girls Club and then came back for like another Bad Girls season. And bad girls that like think that they're celebrities are hilarious to me because like that show was like the trashiest trash. But like it made some names, right? Like Tanisha does a lot of stuff and Natalie Nunn does a lot of stuff. That's kind of it. Like on those two twins or whatever, like honey, she watched it. But like in the later seasons of Bad Girls Club, like no, there was no one. But this one girl I guess was on Bad Girls Club and she lives in Anchorage, Alaska. And she also says that she's like 31 or 32. And I swear to God, that's not true. I mean, I swear to God, she can't possibly be. She just looks a little older. So I like, I don't know. There's something about Bridezillas I can like watch and do a recap of. And I just don't think I don't want to do recaps for Mama June or from Hot, Not Hot or whatever, because they've had such crazy like problems in the past. Like that whole thing, you know this. First of all, Mama June was just arrested again with her new boyfriend in a Alabama gas station, literally on Wednesday, and they had like drug paraphernalia on them and drugs. Like I don't know what kind of drugs. Like listen, it was just weed, fine, but like I don't know what kind of drugs, and it's also scary. But what really turned me off was when we found out that Mama June had a boyfriend that molested her daughter. Pumpkin or whatever, Sugar, whatever. Not the youngest one, but one of the middle ones. And that person went to jail for 8 years. And when he came out, Mama June had him move back into her place. And once that happened, I kind of was just like, oh, I can't watch you guys. Like that's so in a realm of being fucked up. I don't want to even be privy to it. Like I can't support it. I can't, you know? And so Mama June is not with the child predator person anymore. She's now with some new guy, but that's the guy that she got arrested with. So even though I do know that fact because of TMZ, I just cannot watch that show. So and I feel like every part of it makes me like, oof, it doesn't feel good for my soul. It's weird. I have to find shows of people that I can tell have put their lives out there in a way that I don't mind making fun of them, but at the same time, it can't be too horrific where I feel like a dirty person, you know? Maybe it was motherfucking crack, honey. Maybe it was. She had a crack pipe in her, oh, you guys know it, legging pocket and the crack cocaine in her glove. Oh my God. See, mm-mm. Chris, how would you feel dating someone your family didn't like? I wouldn't like it. I mean, if I was in love, I would have to do, but like I don't think I could. Like if my dad and Monique didn't like my husband, like or my boyfriend, like those are the two like top people in my life. Like you have to, and also family is very important to me. Like my dreams of, like having a family someday is like having my nuclear family and then having my extended, like having my cousins and aunts and uncles at my house all the time, and my nieces and nephews of my cousins, like running around. Like that is what I want, like I'm Lebanese, like I want to be cooking and I want like my kids to be running around with their cousins. Like that's the life that I grew up with and that's the one I want to like perpetrate. Perpetrate the word? I don't know. But I am into Bridezillas. I hope you guys are too. And I have been watching Sister Wives and Seeking Sister Wives. But I almost feel like I'd have to, if I wanted to do a recap, I'd have to go back and like do recaps of both of them together. Like just like a sister wife mega mix. I don't have to marry a certain religion, but having said that, my grandfather and my grandmother helped build a church in North Hollywood. It's called St. Anne's Greek Melkite Catholic Church. It's a Byzantine Catholic church, right? So as opposed to being like a Western Roman Catholic church, it's an Eastern Byzantine church because that's what my family is. We're Syrian Lebanese Christians and Catholic Christians. So I was baptized in this church and my parents were married in this church, and there is a crowning ceremony that happens in the Byzantine Catholic wedding ceremony, which is like you walk around the altar 3 times and then you whatever you kneel, and then the priest like puts these gold crowns on you. And I have always wanted it to, like, of course I want to be a queen, honey. I want to be crowned, like I want to. So I absolutely I'm absolutely like open to marrying, different faiths. But I'm just saying, if for any reason we could get in that church, honey, and be crowned, that would be so great for me. I did watch the Neverland documentary, and it's very interesting. This is like, whereas everyone was like, yeah, R. Kelly did it. I mean, it's so interesting how this leaving Neverland has like put a divide for people. Some people are like, they're lying. Don't tarnish Michael Jackson's thing. Like, these are the reasons why they're lying. And I don't believe it. And it was all for money. And some people are like, Michael Jackson shouldn't have been sleeping in a bed with kids. Why was that okay? Like, that isn't okay for anyone. And like that, and I believe these people. And some people are like, well, Michael Jackson he was such a kid at heart or whatever. And, that's why it was okay for him to sleep with boys of young ages. And some people are like, no, he just did that because he was a child predator. So he made himself seem young and immature and Peter Panied in order to get mothers and stuff to be okay with it. And I mean, I don't know. I do know. I don't think that Michael Jackson was right in the head. I think that I think that he was molested at a young age. And I think that I could see how he could perpetuate that in his adulthood. And some of the graphic details of leaving Neverland are really hard. So, I mean, at this point, I do believe the victims. I don't think I know everything to the story because people keep saying that they're lying and there's facts that we don't know about. And I'm like, what are those facts? Like, I don't know what those facts are. I'm not into it enough to like have to dive in the internet to find out what those facts are. I mean, So anyway, like, that's just, I don't know what to say. I believe the accusers at this point, but and I don't feel like I want to do more research about it. I just want everyone that was hurt to have healing, and I'm just gonna kind of like let that situation happen without me trying to like force my opinion into it because there are just bigger fish to fry, honey. There are, like this is a crazy news cycle we're in where every day there's like a new thing that sparks outrage and we have to like condemn and persecute and argue with each other on social media. And that cycle, I want to tap out of. I just want to tap out of it. It's like so I do believe the accusers, but like at the same time, I just have to like wish them all the best. And I wish Michael Jackson's children the best. And I hope everyone gets the healing they need. And I'm going to keep my life moving. I have to, because you have to take care of your own mental state. You really do. And sometimes, and I, again, am sensitive. I am a sensitive person. I take on energies of people's and spaces, and I'm like an empath in such a way that I am now trying to like be able to have boundaries and use visualizations in order to like keep myself grounded and centered. And a lot of that is like, yeah, like I can't just be caught up in everything. Yeah, Sabrina, this is my thoughts on cancellation culture. I feel like I think that, it's not so much about someone being canceled on social media, like more so the people that are hurt need to be given justice and be given some sort of path to healing. And those that hurt people need to be dealt with. That's what it is. I don't really care about other like society's opinions on these. I care more about like whoever needs help gets it, and whoever should get justice gets it. And I don't need to like yell about it on social media all the time or retweet this or retweet that. It just seems we are addicted to being mad at someone new all the time, and this is not to like lessen victims. I want to know that victims are being taken care of, but at the same time, I can't just like keep finding someone to hate every week. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. There's like, I think that this like outrage culture and this like finding someone to hate all the goddamn time, even though you can like, I think that feeds into the hate that's happening in the world, in America and New Zealand and in France, and where it's just more of a divide. It just creates more divide, because if you talk about like someone being canceled, then it's suddenly this person should be canceled. Well, this person shouldn't be canceled, and why? And then these two people are mad at each other and talking about it. And everything is toxic then. The talking about it is toxic and everything, while you arguing whether someone should be canceled doesn't help the victims if there's victims. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it feels like we're just spouting hate and more divisiveness into an atmosphere that is just growing. And I really feel like there's not enough love and acceptance and, not acceptance, that's not the right word. There's not enough love and car alarms being put on. There's not enough healing happening. Group healing, where we come together and we actively voice and fight for changes that we want and put energy into what we feel like the world needs. So that is honestly how I view it. And that is like another reason why I think that for me, like it is important to work with charities that I enjoy, raise funds for like organizations I believe in, support arts. That's what I care about. Art education for children. I care about children, art education, and a lot of the things that I do, like I support LACMA, I support the National Arab American Museum, I support UNICEF, and I support St. Jude's, and I support Young Storytellers Foundation and Mary's List. those new organizations that I love and I support through like being on boards or through going to fundraisers or through actively like doing things with the children and those things, and or put on comedy shows to fundraise for them. And that is how I get through kind of like the toxic atmosphere of like just yelling at each other. I don't understand why people can feel like just yelling and doing a tweet on social media is enough. Like I don't really even tweet a lot about this stuff because I feel like, yeah, and that's not a positive thing to put out there, and it doesn't really do anything. I'd rather like actively put energy into doing things that like I feel help more than that. They're honking for Chris. Honey, my ride's here. Bye. No. Okay. Let's see. What else? You guys are just agreeing with me. I thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that, you know, to each their own. And I just, yeah, to each their own. And I just invite you to know that there are other people doing things to there's other ways of expressing yourself and your feelings towards these kind of situations. And I think there's more active ways to do it. So that's all. Don't go. I have to go soon because I don't want there to be like, I'll make this an hour. Okay. There's 38 people in this room and there are 30 likes. Should I give you another thumbs it up song? Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. I said thumbs, 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 thumbs it up. Lisa, that was a beautiful super chat. Just pretend that song was for you. Thank you so much. I'm singing it for you, honey. Joy's here. Lugai, Lisa, that is so generous. Thank you so much. I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying this conversation. I was like, I'm going to go live. I called my cousin Monique and she didn't pick up. And I was like, I'm going to go live and just talk. And I was like, and I'll do some skincare. And I'll talk about my story tonight. And I watched Bridezillas. We'll talk about that. And then it just got like super deep, you know. Do you journal? I do journal sometimes. You know, it's like so sad I can't find my favorite journal. I was doing morning pages, which is like through the artist way, which really is just you dump out your thoughts first thing in the morning. The thought is you just write freely, honey, for 5 minutes and dump your mind onto pages so that any anxiety or anything that you have is on there and you can get it out almost like verbal throw up or like whatever. And then you can go on your day, which I think really helps. And I have a beautiful journal with Aphani's Muka on top of it and I cannot find it. Oh. So I literally haven't been writing in my journal because I'm like, where's my favorite journal? You know, which is crazy. And I can write anything, but you know, you just tell yourself stuff. Anyway, so I guess my points are this. Yeah. Take care. I mean, I feel like this whole conversation can be literally, which is why I like my tagline, like distilled down to you have to take care. This is not the end of this video, but like, yeah, when I say to take care of yourselves, that's what I mean. Like, take care of yourselves. Like, do the spring cleaning in your head, you know, like get rid of the things that you've been holding on to that aren't real, that are part of a trauma that you experienced at a younger situation where your perception wasn't clear. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourselves. If you know that you're not like this cancellation culture or like outrage on the internet or all of the toxicity that happens on social media isn't for you, then unplug. You know, you have to. No one else is going to do it for you. And when I say take care of each other, it's the same. You have to like share. That's why I want to like, that's how I'm happy to share this with you, or like my vulnerability or my like, I don't know, like make up your face talking to you about this. Because I hope that if one or two of you like resonate with this, it's like me helping to take care of you, and then just like share it with people if you enjoy this perspective, if this resonates with you, you know, like if you see someone like dealing with stuff, or if you see a friend who says like, oh, and she's on social media, or this person is like has a perfect life, and why don't I have a perfect life? You can be like, girl, that person does not have a perfect life. They took 20 selfies to get that one right. Then they photoshopped it with Facetune. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're seeing people's successes, and that's what the person is showing you on Instagram, and God bless their success. At the same time, they're not showing you what they don't want to show you. We all have what they don't want to show you, you know. What are your thoughts on Operation Varsity Blues? Oh my God. So yeah, I love that it's been called that, which is just, yeah, like the USC scandal. Well, it's not USC, but it's a bunch of colleges. But since I'm maybe in Southern California, like it feels like it's like just USC. But I'm really disappointed in these parents that would manipulate their test scores of their kids. It's also funny because Lori Loughlin's daughter got into USC, she manipulated her test scores, and that daughter's just a vlogger like what I'm doing right now, and she's hitting it huge. She has all these, like, she already had a Sephora palette and stuff. I'm like, she didn't even need to go to USC, you know? Maybe, I don't know. So I think that when parents don't believe in their kids or don't believe that their kids will find the right place for them, they try and like hyper manipulate the situation, almost like helicopter parent, or what they think their child needs when it's in fact not. If your child isn't smart enough, and I mean literally doesn't have the capacity to discipline, to do enough homework, or to understand and comprehend things, the level of these people that are actually going to these colleges are not going to have a fun time there. It's going to be very hard for them, you know. And maybe it's fine that these kids go to like some extra schooling or some, you know, transfer and, you know, go to a school and get their lives right, then transfer in sophomore year or something like that. Or I don't know. I think that it's a form of very intense helicopter parenting where they are now manipulating the system and they don't think their kids are good enough to get in on their own. And they are teaching horrible lessons for their children. So I think it's real fucked up. I mean, I only applied to 2 colleges. I applied to USC and LMU. I got into USC and it was going to be on a like probation period where I would have to get like I'd have to get 3.5 my first freshman semester. And I didn't go to USC, and I'm going to LMU and Loyola Marymount University. And LMU, I got like a 2.4 my first semester because it was the first time that I had any sort of like freedom. And I was like, blah! I just didn't do anything, you know. It's just like living by myself for the first time. I would have got kicked out of USC. I probably would have felt really shitty about it. But I loved going to LMU. It was a smaller school, it's Jesuit college, and I was a theater arts major. And one thing also that happened was I know that if I had gone to USC, I would not have been able to do department theater shows until I was upper graduate, so junior and senior year. But LMU was smaller and your girl was very talented. And so I got into 3 department shows my sophomore year. I got into a department show my freshman year that was going to happen sophomore year. And so because of that, I got to have really great, valuable, professional level experiences. You know, like I did so many department shows that was really great for me. Like I got to do Moliere and, you know, like modern Irish theater. You know, I got to really like dive into like these processes that made me like know at my heart that theater is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. That has now changed, you know, because of the landscape that we're in. I still love theater and I still will always love live performing. And hi, your girl's doing a lot of it. If you're in Southern California, she already posted where she's doing her comedy shows. 2 of them are tonight, you know, but I ended up going to the place I needed to go. That was good for me. And I think that when you rob your kids of their destiny, of where they should be, where the universe wants them, you know, it's not great. So, okay. I said I was going to end this soon. I did my skincare. I talked about Bridezillas. I opened my heart to you, you know, about things that happened in my past. And I hope that some of this resonated with you all. And I hope that you use this, you know, to heal yourselves in some way and have excuses for or have reasons to take care of yourself, you know? I love you all so much. If I said anything out of turn, don't yell at me in comments. Really, it's morning time and I'm not drinking coffee. This is just a pure version of me, honey, with skincare on her face. I'm going to leave soon, okay? And by soon, I mean I'm going to leave now. So, you know what's coming. Take care of yourselves. And I mean truly, your mind, your body, your health, your spirituality. Take care of each other, the people you love, as well as the people that you just like walk past. Just giving people smiles, the people that you interact with in your day, just being warm, making them feel like the moment that you have with them is a present moment through eye contact and through like genuine warmth. Stand up for what you believe. Don't be afraid to say what's on your mind because some people might be afraid. And by you speaking your truth, it gives them the strength and power to also speak theirs. And also know that there is a universal component to this humanity and they might see themselves in you. And I think that's really, really important. Jessie Lee, what's on her face? I missed the skincare part. Honey, you did. What's on my face is this Super C serum, this Pixie Glow tonic, and this Egyptian Magic, but I'm going to link them below. And my final thing is, what do I usually say? I talk in the middle of it. Take care of yourselves and each other. Same people. Oh yeah, and make art. Make art. Whatever that is for you. It's like sharing your spirit. It's like sharing what you love the most, what you're passionate the most, and do that. What you were put here to do is love people in this world and to create. And there's so many ways to do that. It's about baking a pie. Make that pie, honey. Make some cookies and bring it to your neighbor. That's art. Food is an art. It is. Culinary arts. You know what I mean? Okay? I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the super chats. Jana, Lisa, truly, thank you so much. That means a lot. And if you're in LA, come see me perform comedy. I won't be like, I'll be funny. I promise. All right. I love you all. Thank you again. Awkward pause while I end the stream. Awkward pause while I end the stream. Thumbs it up. Thank you so much. Thumbs it up. Bye.